Evening, it's me, and I'm joined by myself this evening. Yeah, like for people who tuned in on Thursday night stream, it was a great fun, and Baggage Claim was an awesome guest. But unfortunately, my internet decided to fucking not play ball just as I was wrapping up the super chats, and so. Yeah, there was a total outage in my area. Couldn't get anything working, and so I missed out on a whole bunch of them that were left over. And I never leave a fucking super chat behind, so here we are. It's a Sunday evening, and I'm going to just catch up on them and see if I can get through them all. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Got my Irish coffee and everything there. How the fuck is everyone in chat tonight? How's it going? Hail to chat. It's not tea in there, trust me. What is this? Yeah, 64-bit boy asking me, how you been, man? Any shite films that you've seen recently? Well, I saw Red Notice the other night. That was pretty shite. It was basically, you know, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot just absolutely playing to type. The Rock was just being his laid-back, charming self. He got to be in the jungle and wear that kind of khaki shirt that he wears for every movie ever. Ryan Reynolds was playing his most famous role of all time, which was Ryan Reynolds. And Gal Gadot was there in the background looking beautiful and not really being able to act. So, hey, everyone was just doing what they do best. But yeah, it was a pretty generic movie, and it's kind of a shame actually because it had some nice potential there. I like the idea of these like globetrotting adventure movies, but man, yeah, it was all just a bit low effort. What else we got here? Kevin Mitchell said, "I'm really enjoying Redemption." Excellent, thanks, man. I'm glad you are. Yeah, sorry, the screen is got quite a bit of glare off it, and so it makes me look like I've been dead for several days. I'm not normally dead though, so don't worry. Ryan Reynolds, though, I mean, he's a funny guy. He is. Sometimes he tries a little bit too hard in his movies, but never mind. What was this other one here? Watch Long Kiss Goodnight. Yeah, it's good. I like that one. That's Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. Good action movie. What movie was I talking about just now? That was Red Notice. I seem to find myself doing like a Ryan Reynolds double bill as well, because I watched Six Underground just the night after. And it's like, it's the first Michael Bay movie I've seen in frickin' ages. And I was kind of excited. I thought, yes, I've been missing movies like this. But, man, it was so long. It didn't need to be like 2.5 hours long. You could have wrapped it all up in about 100 minutes easily. But yeah, again, I like the premise of this team of mercenaries that are sent into a country to topple a dictator and stage a military coup. That's fucking cool, man. But yeah, they just went about it in the slowest way possible, and God, it was just tedious. Yeah. Zombie Grey, a proper Scottish skin tone. Aye, that's right. It is January right enough, so like I'm not seeing sunlight in about 3 months. Oh, here's a good question. Mustard Bus said, do you have any opinion of the Tremors sequels? To me, the second one is better than the original. I disagree with that. The original is absolutely the best. But the second one's got a bit of charm to it. You know, it's missing Kevin Bacon, so it's just Fred Ward trying to hold up the movie with Michael Gross, I think, playing Burt Gummer. So it loses a little bit of that magic, and it doesn't have the really tightly written screenplay that they had for the first movie, but it's got its moments. I think there's been about 7 sequels since then. So, man, I think they've milked it for all it's worth. Yeah, there we go. Can't wait to see the ultimate straight-to-video movie starring Nicolas Cage, Bruce Willis, and Mel Gibson. I fucking hell, poor Bruce. Like, Nick Cage has just totally embraced the meme and just you know, he's just there to have fun. And he's happy to be in shite movies. Bruce Willis, I think, still kind of takes himself seriously, but just puts in the absolute minimum effort. So, yeah, it's just garbage. I think he pumps out about 7 movies a year these days. So super chat from Matthew Spaths said, I realized what they're doing with Boba Fett. They're breaking it down like Luke Skywalker, so you prefer the Mandalorian, the Disney version. Yeah. It's great. It's funny because everyone's spunking all over Book of Boba Fett now because it's like, oh, the Mandalorian was in it. It's like, what fucking timeline are we living in that the Mandalorian is something that is like this benchmark for quality now on TV, you know, and if it's got a little bit of that, then suddenly it's amazing. You know, the Mandalorian is something that was like average at best. Like on its best day, it was just tolerable. Anyway, I should probably do a few of these super chats so I can get caught up. So let me go in through a few of these. So if I'm correct, as far as I got the other night, was Robin Dahlgren Johnson asking me, what were you thinking ranking Daniel Craig above Lazenby? I always thought Craig was just some random extra, sadly walking around on screen contemplating his own lack of charisma. More or less, I mean, I gave him higher marks than Lazenby on the basis that like it's actually his voice. You know, they had to dub over Lazenby's entire dialogue through Her Majesty's Secret Service because he couldn't do a British accent. He's Australian. So you only really got half a performance out of him. And what you got wasn't particularly good anyway. You know, at least Daniel Craig had moments where he showed a little bit of flair. Not much like. But yeah, I definitely ranked Dalton above Craig. So there's that at least. Out of the two serious Bonds, like Dalton was the superior one for sure. Pierre Blinn said, hello, I thought Cara Dune was on her way to being a great character. What say you? She was working up to it, yeah. I think she was going to be in Rangers of the New Republic, which could have been a chance for her to, you know, flex a little bit her acting muscles and actually get a bit more development of her character. There wasn't a huge amount there. But yeah, I think Gina Carano was growing into the role. She was a bit kind of hit and miss acting wise in the first season, but I think she'd kind of matured into it a bit by season 2. And yeah, they probably could have done something good with it, but yeah, that's all been shat on now. Stop it. What happened the other night? Yeah, that was just my stream died in the middle of doing all the super chats. So it was a bit shit, but we'd been going for about 3 hours by that point, so we were kind of wrapping it up anyway. But such are the joys of live streaming. Now here we go. Hey, Drinker, please tell me to... All right. Fuck off, Tony. There you go. Dinner bells. Hey, my mum loves Daniel Craig. I mean, God bless her. I'm sure, you know, she's got the best of intentions. What was the next one? Yeah. Too free range for Disney. Yeah, can't have people thinking their own thoughts and having their own opinions, I guess. Scott Swain said to me, please get on Odyssey. Too many like you are getting censored by YouTube. In Odyssey, you can point it at your YouTube channel and it auto-copies all your vids. Yeah, I've got it on my list of to-dos to look into that and see if I can get my channel mirrored. Tricky Mario said, I talked to a black girl who's the same age as me on a near daily basis, and even she can see through all this woke nonsense. Well, good on her in that case. I think most people are like that now. Funnily enough, people don't like being pandered to. The John Beck said, Audrey Hepburn fundraised for Dutch Underground by holding ballet recitals, ran food and messages down to Allied pilots. My favourite celeb. Damn, that's fucking cool. Armpit Farter says, Drinker, please shout out Salty Cracker and the Salty Queen and say, please. What the fuck? There you go, fair enough. Curtis Stryker gave me 20 British pounds. Thanks for that, man. It was very much appreciated. I'm sorry I only got to show my appreciation now. Kalashnikov said, awesome stream. Love it when you invite guests who know their stuff and don't think in typical patterns. Great conversation. Baggage Claim got a new sub. Excellent. Yeah, Baggage Claim was great to have on. She was really nice, really articulate, and just absolutely knew her stuff. So total pleasure to talk to her. Night King 01 said, what's with the hate for Daniel Craig? I get the other movies, but Royale. I hope we can remedy this in our discussion, Drinker. I will convince you yet. Yeah, but sorry, Casino Royale was a great movie. I thought it was really well written, well directed. nice and tightly constructed and stuff. The action sequences were really good. And it was a very stripped back Bond compared to Die Another Day, which we'd just had a few years before it. But I think it kind of succeeded despite Daniel Craig. Like, I think you could have put a whole bunch of different actors in a movie like that and it still would have been successful. And my issue with him, as I said in my video, is like he just comes across as the only man on earth who doesn't want to be Bond. You know, he's kind of miserable. He's flat. He looks bored most of the time. Yeah, he just doesn't have any charisma. Yes, Eva Green, fantastic. Yeah, she's top drawer, man. And she's willing to get them out for pretty much any movie, so that's always a bonus. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, he's excellent. Great actor, and he was brilliant as a villain in that. Yeah, there you go. Opinions on the John Wick trilogy. First one was great. Second one built on that and was excellent. Third one was pretty shaky. I think they were starting to jump the shark with it a little bit. Would I want Brosnan to return as an old man Bond? Nah, not really. Not at this point. I think back in the early 2000s, he absolutely could have done one more after Die Another Day. Because he was 49, so although he was older, he wasn't old. And, you know, as much as I love Connery, he was fucking awesome. Like, man, that dude aged quickly. Yeah, like when he did Diamonds Are Forever, I think he was only 40, but he looked like he was in his mid-50s. Whereas Brosnan looked a lot younger, so he probably could have gotten away with one more. And like I say, it would have been really interesting to see him in Casino Royale. I know they couldn't have structured it as an origin story like they did with Craig, but that would have been fine with me. What's the next one? Yeah, Exotic Player said, Hail Drinker and Baggage Claim, great stream as usual, though I mentioned Matilda and Leon, played by Natalie Portman, as a young, strong female character. Yeah, God, she was really young in that, actually. But yeah, she was pretty decent. Good film overall, and yeah, she was an interesting one in that. Wolf Spain said, thoughts on rock idols like David Bowie and Prince? Peterson had an interesting assessment on Joe Rogan. Also, does your guest watch It's a Gundam? Yeah, I can't answer for her, so I'm not sure on that one. What are my thoughts on David Bowie and Prince? I mean, they produced great music in their time, and they're sadly dead. Not much I can say. I don't know what Peterson had said about them on Joe Rogan, so I don't know what to comment there. Does anyone else know? I'll let and see if it catches up. There you go. Elliot Page for Bond. Absolutely. Oh, interesting. Not that. Brosnan is in the new DC film Black Adam, playing Dr. Fate. Okay. Well, I'll be keen to see that then. Brosnan's one of them dudes. He still looks awesome even now. He's got like the grey hair and the crazy beards and stuff. Yeah, cool guy. What? Drinker, are you EFAP tonight? No, I am Drinker tonight. Might be on EFAP next weekend, potentially. They're going to be discussing Arcane, so hopefully I can make an appearance because, damn, that was good. Yes, there you go. Just watched GoldenEye today. Class Bond film. Fucking is, too. Yeah. This little Bond adventure that I've gone on recently with doing a review of GoldenEye and then counting down my favourite Bonds and stuff, it all just started because I happened to see it on TV one night, and it just totally reminded me of how good it was. I'd completely forgotten about it, and I was like, man, it's changed my opinion of Pierce Brosnan's run as Bond as well. So yeah, there we go. What was it? I saw one there. Yeah, get Dinklage in for 007. Perfect casting. Wayne the Redneck said, a female character that I always thought never got enough recognition is Elizabeth Swann from POTC, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, she goes from a simple governor's daughter to pirate king to a mother, also subbing to Baggage Claim. Yeah, she was good. You know, wasn't always a fan of Keira Knightley, but yeah, seeing her character's development over the course of those movies, it was really cool. They did some interesting things with her, and yeah, she became a pretty cool, fun character by the end of it. So yeah, I like that. Uber B-Man says, Drinker, I've been watching Yellowstone and I'm amazed at the raw masculinity on screen. Good writing, not without problems, but good. And boobs. Excellent. It's got all the things that we like. Yeah, I must give that a watch, actually. People have been talking to me about that, saying it's really, really good show. I don't know if anyone in chat's seen it. You seen Yellowstone? Is it good? Is it worth watching? I hate when I'm sober as well. I'm doing my best to correct that now. I was out last night, actually. I got drunk on some fucking excellent cocktails. That's how you get drunk in style, cocktails. Never get a hangover when I have them. So it's always good. Someone mentioned, yeah, Tom Holland as a young Bond. Nah, just stop trying to cast Tom Holland in everything. It's like when I saw the poster for the new Uncharted movie, and it's got like him and Mark Wahlberg on it, and like I honestly would have just preferred Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake instead of Tom Holland. People saying, yeah, Yellowstone rocks. Yeah, apparently it's good then. Yellowstone season 1 was great. Season 4 finale of Yellowstone sucked. Okay, so it's been on for a while then. If it's up to 4 seasons. Yeah, I agree with this one. Henry Cavill's going to be a great Bond. He's the only actor that puts the effort to understand and embodies the characters he plays. Yeah, unlike the people who run his shows. Henry Cavill, 007 for me. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely got the look. He's about the right age now. They were actually interested in casting him back in like 2005. Ended up going with Craig instead because Cavill was just too young at the time. It wouldn't have fitted. But he's about the right age now, so yeah, I'd go with it. Hyped for the Batman? I'm cautiously optimistic for it. The trailers look pretty decent. I wasn't sold on Pattinson to begin with, but I'm coming around to the idea. Stuart Arbery said, solid underrated example, Meg Ryan in Courage Under Fire. Yeah, I did a review on that movie. Yeah, I thought her character was pretty good in it. I really like those movies where you get like the same events told from different perspectives, so you get to see like flashbacks, but they're all slightly different each time. But then the gradually this like coherent picture emerges of what really happened. So yeah, I like that one. Timothy Chalamet. What is wrong with you, Andrew Storm? He looks like a small, skinny girl. He does not embody Bond, unfortunately. Minority of Thoughts said, hashtag crush on Critical. Nah. You two get along quite well. Thank you for laughing at his lame jokes, baggage claim. Oh, thanks. You two make a great duo. That's all I ask for. Someone to pretend that they find me funny. There you go. Irish Trash 5 said, baggage claim, don't you think Drinker should get a bobber and move to West LA if he's going to wear shirts like that? I would be happy to move there if it wasn't such a shithole. Man, it almost makes Scotland look good. Arash Haji said, love the baggage claim. She should convince the Drinker to rewatch Harry Potter and review it. I think he would love it. I mean, Harry Potter, man, it's not really my thing, sadly. Robert Beveridge, big fan of Baggage Claim's channel. Great minds here. Yeah, she produces some really good stuff. I hope she does more movies because she's done a lot of like psychology stuff since I've looked at her channel. And it would, yeah, it'd be better if she, you know, was to do more of these movie breakdowns that she's done because they're excellent. There we go. Move to Colorado. Better than California. Yeah, that's much more like Scotland, I think, is it not? Climate-wise and scenery-wise and stuff. As long as the beer's good, I'm fine then. Jim said, why not just have Peter Dinklage and Tom Cruise play all the dwarves in the woke Snow White? Yeah, do it. Do it! Mr. DJ Fly High said, thoughts on female representation in animated movies like Toy Story lately compared to female rep in other movies? I mean, depends on the Toy Story film you're talking about. Like the older ones, it's a bit more traditional with how the female characters are represented. With like Toy Story 4, they suddenly bring in Bo Peep again, but now she's like wearing the pants and she's like a kick-ass go-getter, you know, and it just felt a little bit contrived. Yeah, but in terms of it, I guess, animated films. You know, so many of them are produced by Disney now. I think they all go down the same road. But yeah, there used to be some fantastic ones. What's the next one? Come on, loads. There we go. Cybrid said, "We'd love to hear your opinions on sex education sometime." I haven't seen that show, actually. Yeah, it didn't really strike me as my thing, so I don't know, man. Eva Fox said, "I'll donate 8 toes for a drinker recommends on The Last Samurai, one of Cruise's absolute best. You don't have to give me any toes in order to make this happen. I will probably end up reviewing it because it is a really good fucking film." The Paranormal Soldier said, "Hey, drinker, I'd love to see you and Sergeant Ducky debate on who has more of the cracks, Scotland or Ireland." We got good crack over here. Bjorn1979 said, "Good Times, the best film Robert Pattinson starred in." Okay. Chris Estrada said, "I like the drinker's shirt. I knew a guy who had one just like it. We called him Sport." Now I need to wear that shirt more often on these streams. Next one. TC Audiobooks said, "Cary Grant, Roger Moore software running on Sean Connery hardware." I see what you're doing there, actually. Yeah, you had the look for sure. Wormy Spoons said, "Xenomorphs are a persecuted indigenous people, by the way." I mean, they're not technically indigenous to LV-426 because they came there on the spaceship, so I don't think you ever get to see their home planet. But yeah, they're refugees technically, so they should absolutely be protected. Unequaled Beef said, "Mark's quotes about children. The education of all children from the moment that they can get along without a mother's care shall be in state institutions. Though it was topical with your, thought it was topical with your Sex in the City conversation." Oh yeah, that's re-educate people from a young age, I guess. Brazen said, "Roast Glenn Rothis again." It's such an easy fucking target. Glenn Rothis, them and their fucking roundabouts that never stop. You can never get out of that fucking town, I'm telling you. John Roberts said, "Speaking as a son of the South, you and your lovely guest are channeling your inner steel magnolias." Oh, that's beautiful. Drinker, what brand is your massive watch? That would have been probably a Diesel one. I think I was wearing it at the time. This one, I don't know. Did I have this one on the other night? Maybe. This is Armani. So one of the few times I actually invested in a half-decent watch. Agopian said, "The outro scenes in Firefly had more character development than Hollywood is capable today." Yep. That pretty much covers it. We were spoiled back in the day. We really were. Wayne the Redneck said, "When I think of female characters, I think Abby and Ellie," who's gay, by the way. Exactly. They are the definitive female characters. Deleted Scenes said, "Great stream, drinker. Nice meeting you. Baggage claim subbed. Perfect. Yeah, thanks, man." David Rossi said, "Thoughts on Netflix's Daredevil? It was fantastic, and I'm planning to review it. I didn't appreciate it enough at the time, but when I see what's happened to Marvel properties, I'm like, shit, we had it so good with shows like that." Yeah, I got a Timex. Take that. Fucking game, set, and match, sir. What's the next one? Oh, wait. Yeah, I heard about this. Did you know a new live-action He-Man is coming? They chose a 27 skinny guy for Adam. Woke disaster incoming. Yeah, just leave He-Man alone, man. Honestly, we don't need more. Jeffrey Lawrence said, "The winner goes home and fucks the prom queen." Yeah, classic Connery quote there. The Rock was a great film. It's another movie I need to review. Shane Ducey said, "For the love of God, please review The Crow." You know, I haven't seen that film in about 25 years. Like, I watched it when it first came out. Haven't really seen it since then. I thought it was really fucking weird at the time. I was too young to really appreciate what it was and what it was going for. But yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to rewatch it now and see what my opinion is like now. Like, yeah, how much more I get out of it. Yeah, The Message. Yeah, The Rock, old Bond done right. I totally subscribe to that theory that is old Bond. And in which case, what a fucking swan song for him. Man, that was good. Nathan Taylor said, can you do a video on the Batman actors, like your James Bond video? Ah, okay, yeah, I could do that for sure. That'd be interesting to contemplate. Because it was a weird thing with the Bond ones, right? I tried to, when I was ranking them, it was like, do I rank them based on how good their movies were or how good the actual actors were? Because, you know, with the Batman actors, you might have a great actor, but just lumbered with a shit film, in which case there ain't much he can do. But then how do you rank them based on that? Do you judge the film or do you judge the man? I'll need to think about that one. But yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to rank them because there's been so many at this point. Agent Vengeance says, review Netflix's The Punisher seasons 1 and 2, please. Yeah, season 1 was great. I started to tune out a bit with season 2. Felt like it lost it a little bit. Lawless Heart gave me $5. Cheers, man. Agent Vengeance also said, what an amazing guest. Where can we find her? Plug. Yeah, so Baggage Claim, just look up Baggage Claim for a YouTube channel. It's the link to her channel is in the description of you know, my other stream from Thursday night, so you can get it that way. But yeah, she produces really good content. Lawless Heart also said, please watch HBO's Carnival. You will love it on so many levels, and read Marvel's Ultimates, which Phase 1 was loosely based on, but adult content. Okay. Yeah, Carnival, I did hear a lot about that back in the day, but it kind of passed me by at the time, so I never really got a chance to get into it. Tobias Gregory said, from what I heard, someone activated the GoldenEye and targeted Scotland. Yeah, certainly nailed my internet. It all died. RRTNZ said, great stream, Drinker and Baggage Claim. Will subscribe. Not the typical discussion, but variety is good, and it continued when you popped out for a pint. Nice. Yeah, it was great having her on. And like I said at the time, it wasn't my usual kind of stream for a happy hour where we just pick a film and just talk about that. But yeah, it was just a good topic to cover, I think. Yeah, so that brings me up to date with all the super chats that I did the other night. I know there's been ones coming through while I've been doing this. So let's take a look at tonight's. Where are you? Where do you begin? Mustard Bus says, what are you drinking? It's a bit of Talisker mixed in with my coffee just to keep me going. I'm taking it kind of easy tonight because, yeah, like I say, I was out last night, so I'm not having too much this evening. Matthew Spaeth said, I realized what they were doing with Boba Fett. They're breaking him down like Luke. Oh, yeah, we did that one. Jonas Larson said, if your novels would be put into film today, who would play the main role? That is a really good fucking question. Yeah, see, I kind of pictured Drake as looking like Colin Farrell. That kind of physical appearance and stuff. He's maybe a little bit old now for it, so I'm not sure who I could replace him. And I'm reluctant to just say Henry Cavill because I seem to want to cast him in everything. Leave Henry Cavill alone. But yeah, that's that was my sort of basis for his physical likeness. There was one here I wanted to answer as well. It just pinged up on chat. Fuck it, it's gone by now. I'll try and come back to that one later. Rob H said, Hail Drinker, on the topic of female representation, have you played Horizon Zero Dawn? Yes, I have. Completed it. Pretty good female protagonist and gorgeous looking world. Yeah, there's a new one coming out in a couple of weeks, actually. It's like Forbidden West, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. I thought the story for Horizon Zero Dawn was really good. It was really intriguing. Thought Aloy was a pretty decent main character. You know, she kind of didn't seem like she had too much personality to begin with, but like she grows on you. And yeah, she's got like nice little barbed comments sometimes. She's got a little bit of fire about her. It's good. The Terrible Texan said, The Mandalorian is so good only because there's nothing good in the mainstream anymore. Yeah, I mean, I said that at the time. It's like people liked it really because the movies were so shit. And it's like, oh, here we go. A Star Wars thing that's halfway tolerable. Nice. What did I think of Daredevil? I thought it was fantastic. All 3 seasons were good. Season 1 was excellent. Season 2 was a little bit weaker because Fisk wasn't in it. And then when he came back for season 3, just great. Yep. I'm a bit scared about them yeah, about them remaking it, because I think they're just going to fuck it up. You're never going to equal what Daredevil was back on Netflix. Damn, Johnson's gave me £100. Cheers, man. You didn't even ask me a question or anything. But yeah, thank you very much for being so generous, mate. That's much appreciated. The next super chat was Dean Hunt, who said, have you seen The Duelists? If so, what do you think? Thanks for all you do, buddy. That was for £50. Cheers, man. No, I was thinking about the last duel there, but I guess that's not what you're meaning. The Duelists, let's have a look. Oh, wait, I'm sure we talked about this before. So is it like, yeah, it's a series of duels that the two characters have throughout their lives. Yeah, like the one wins, the other wins at various times. Yeah. Damn, I am intrigued by this, because yeah, I remember talking to someone about it on one of my previous streams, and it seemed like such a cool concept. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that and review it, because I've been meaning to get around to something older like that, and I think that'll be a good one. Yeah, cheers for the recommendation, man. I'll do The Duelists. Next one is Craig Lee Talks, says, happy Sunday, drinker. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Ethan Zander said, watch the series Dark. You can thank me some other time. Yeah, that's another one I've heard about. Is it the one I'm thinking of? Dark, yes. German science fiction thriller. Right. Yeah, so someone disappears. They're trying to, like, the main characters are trying to find out what happened to them. Okay, cool. It's got time travel and everything in it. I'll give that a wee look. If I don't choke to death in the meantime. John Blankenship said Brosnan should play that'd be an interesting little, like, turnaround. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Hitari said, hey, drinker, love your content. Would you review Waterloo or Zulu at all? Go away now. Yeah, so I think I talked to History Bro about Waterloo already, because I do like that movie. The sheer fucking scale of it is insane. Like, they had a cast of something like 20,000 extras that appeared in the film. They were all just like Russian soldiers that they dressed up in like period uniforms. Incredible to watch. And I've talked as well about Zulu. It's on my video about, you know, some of the best like last stands in movies. And I reference like the final battle in Zulu, where they charge the British position and they make their last stand. And yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, both good films. What are my thoughts on Stargate? Yeah, I really like it. I think Stargate Sg1 is just an incredible example of how you can take just a really good concept from the movie and just massively expand it into this huge, you know, TV series that ran for like 10 seasons. I thought it was really good fun. I've actually got a real soft spot for the original movie Stargate as well. I think it was pretty decent film. I loved Kurt Russell in it. Yeah, I just thought it was decent. So yeah, I like what they did with Stargate. Wasn't so keen on Atlantis or Stargate Universe, because it just kind of felt like they were milking the concept a bit too much. But SG1 was brilliant. LJ said, what's the scariest movie you've seen, and what are your opinions on Far East horror films? Fucking the scariest movie I've ever seen. It'll probably depend on how old I was at the time. You know, when I reviewed Event Horizon, I think I was about 12 years old when I saw it, and it scared the shit out of me. Now I just watch it and have a great old time. It's just like, you know, a comfortable movie for me to watch. Yeah, probably, I think the most effective one I've seen, like as a horror movie, was probably The Shining. I still hold that up just for the atmosphere and just how fucking creepy it is. Really, for the most part, really understated. And yeah, it just shows you how you can do so much with just long takes, really foreboding atmosphere, you know, brilliant performances from the actors. Yeah, that would probably be the benchmark for me. Like, I've seen so many horror films that are just, you know, like a good premise, but then there's nothing really to them, or ones that just rely on loads of gore. Like, that just doesn't do anything for me. Blair Witch, yeah. I was too young to see it at the cinema when it came out, and what I ended up doing was like my mate had got a copy of it, and we ended up watching it like in the middle of the afternoon. It was like sunny day outside, and it was just the worst possible atmosphere to watch a film like that, and ended up just laughing our asses through it. What's the next one? Andrew Herman says, "Drinky, you maniacal madman. Have a few on me." That's for $50, man. Thank you very much, and I will have a few. Cheers, mate. Ab the Man, ever played The Outer Wilds? It's a genuine masterclass in storytelling, mystery, and space exploration. No, I'm not familiar with that one, mate. No, I haven't tried it. Yeah, there we go. Event Horizon is 40k in the third millennia. Yeah, that's all it is. This is what happens when you go into the warp when you don't have a Geller field to protect yourself. Yes, the connections there are great. I love it. Hugh, oh, sorry, you also asked me what's my opinions on Far East horror films. Yeah, so movies like The Ring started off in Japan. Yeah, I love it. I think they're really inventive over there, and like so many of the things that they pioneered, we end up just aping over here. But yeah, movies like that were brilliant for just really unsettling atmospheres and just really disturbing imagery. Stuff like that was brilliant. Yeah, I remember that freaking me out a little bit actually watching it for the first time, because again I was pretty young when that came out. Hugh Hattrick says, what do you think of mad comedies like Nuns on the Run and Norbit? Nuns on the Run, Christ, I haven't seen that in about 30 years, but I remember it being all right. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Norbit. I did like all the kind of, I loved movies like Airplane, or not Lethal Weapon, what the fuck's it called? Police Squad movies. Yeah, Naked Gun, that was it. Yeah, stuff like that where it's just like really surreal and ridiculous, but just funny as fuck at the same time. Yeah, I really appreciated films like that back in the day. Yeah, watching Airplane now, it still makes me laugh. It's brilliant. You got Independence Day from the library because of my review. Yes, everyone should see Independence Day. It's total feel good. The Long Man is not here because this is not a open bar catch-up stream. This is from the happy hour stream, which he wasn't in, so that is why he is not available today. The Boy with a Thorn in His, can't read the rest of your name because it's blanked out, says, just watched The Clean starring Adrian Brody. I'd say recommend. Obviously a Punisher, ex-military street revenge, like 100 other similar plots. I haven't seen Adrian Brody in anything for fucking ages, so kind of curious to see what he's up to now. Exotic Player said Pierce Brosnan was pretty cool in The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. Both of them looked really good for their age. Yeah, they do. Jackie Chan's just a machine, man. He never stops. Jacob said, are you going to watch the Halo TV show? I'd be tempted to give it a go. I watched the trailer and it looked all right. I'm not a huge player of the Halo games. Like, I've only completed one of them, I think. Kind of enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah, I'd watch it, see if it's any good. Closed Work Like Curves says, what's your take on the 07 movie Shoot 'em Up? Shoot 'em Up. I remember it being just like, I didn't understand the plot in the slightest. Maybe it was just like really light on plot. I remember the action being just good fun. Yeah, it just seemed like a kind of easy kind of going action movie with lots of killing, as I recall. Yeah, I thought it was all right for the time. Unhinged said, I missed the happy hour, but still gave myself a happy ending. Well, that's what's important in life, man, so I'm glad you did that. Hail Drinker. Zen RPG said, will you make a Drinker Recommends on Akira? Oh, good question. I need to give it a watch and a review in that case. Yeah. Watch this space. I've got so many to do. The Outcast Creative said, good news, sussed out StreamYard after 4 hours. Nice one. Good to go. See you Tuesday, buddy, and we have a Wrath of Khan-like Prezi for you as a thank you. Yes, so I'm going to be on the Outcast Creative. Mahler and I are going to be there on Tuesday night, and we are going to be interviewing the actor Jason Fleming, who's been in basically every movie ever. So that should be really fucking good. I'm looking forward to that. What's this one? Thoughts on toasted cheese? It's a solid, dependable snack that's easy to prepare. So that's my thoughts on that. LJ said, who are your favorite movie directors and which movies directors made the biggest impact on your life? Woofed. You know, if you... Yeah, that's an interesting question, actually. Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be easy to say people like Steven Spielberg just because he's responsible for like some of the biggest, most influential movies of all time. I mean, he's just got just a natural flair for action, for storytelling, for good little funny character moments and stuff. And I think particularly if you look back to his movies from like the 80s, they've just got that real sense of like magic almost and wonder that I feel you just don't get anymore. So it's kind of it's like a forgotten art, that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess he would be one of my picks. I'm just trying to think if there's particular directors whose style I like, or if it's more just specific movies, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, one of my favorite movies is Falling Down, which was done by Joel Schumacher, but he was also responsible for producing shite, like, the Batman movies that were just like campy insanity. So it's weird how directors can go from one extreme to the other. Yeah, there's not particular directorial styles or anything that I'm obsessed with, or that I'm going to watch everything done by this director because I like him that much. Yeah, so hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Trinoculus P said, loved your video about getting published. Clownfish did a similar one about comic book art. It wasn't meant to discourage, but to give a realistic understanding. Cool, man. I mean, I'm glad that's what you got from it because, yeah, I just want you to be realistic about, the challenges that are going to face if you're trying to become a published author. It's a lot of hurdles to overcome. Wormy Spoons said LV-223 was retaliation for when Colonial Marines. So which one is 223? Or is that in the game, Colonial Marines? Black Sun said, as the spy genre writer, I'm trying to read this one. As the spy thriller genre writer, do you think the show Alias is legit? Yes, and that was Jennifer Garner that was in that, as I recall. I watched a bit of it back in the day. I don't think I was really into it. I don't think it particularly... I always thought it was more of a James Bondy kind of take on spying rather than being like proper spycraft. Real Captain Bozo says, an all-time favorite and one of the most creative superpower films is 2009's Push with Chris Evans, Jimon Hounsou, and Dakota Fanning. If you haven't seen it, I think you'd enjoy it. Push. Nah, I've seen that one. Let's see, 2009 film. So, yeah, the film centers on a group of people born with various superhuman abilities who band together to take down a government agency that's using a dangerous drug to enhance their powers in the hopes of creating an army of super soldiers. No, that's weird. I hadn't heard of that one. Cool, I'm intrigued. Give me 1 second just to refresh this. Yeah, I definitely need more of these recommendations. I'm in the need for good films to watch at the moment because January is just a bit of a dumping ground. There you go. Thanks for the recommendation on Arcane. I love the show. Check out Pandorum for sci-fi horror if you never saw it. Cool. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed Arcane because, yeah, it was great fun. Right. So it's basically a Jumper ripoff. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Jumper, but such is life. Give me a second just to refresh this. Yeah, here we go. So LJ said, what film was your biggest red pill moment and made you realize that Hollywood is trying to push an SJW agenda? Man, I guess it started around that period of like Ghostbusters 2016, you know, then The Last Jedi, and Captain Marvel. Like, I guess those three kind of pushed me over the edge, and I was like, oh, this is garbage now. I see what you're doing, and it's not good. So probably those were the big three. Yeah, Holy Stone said top 3 movies and top 3 TV shows. I know it's a difficult one. Top 3 movies just as personal favorites rather than like, you know, some big arty-farty, like, you know, this was the most influential movie ever. My favorites, probably Predator, Terminator 2, and that's a difficult one between Aliens and Falling Down. I'm probably going to go with Aliens just based on how much I like to rewatch it. So yeah, those 3 are my favorite. TV shows would be, I think, probably Farscape. Arcane, I think, might be in my top 3. And last one, probably Stargate SG1. Brilliant. Zen RPG said, I'd love to see you talk with Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai. About Ghost Dog rather than with it. Way of the Samurai with Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, that's a while back that came out. That was about 20 years ago. I don't remember too much about it. I do like Forrest Whitaker as an actor. J2000 said, did you see the new Home Alone movie? It sucked. No, I've not seen it, and I fucking refuse to watch it. Garbage. I don't know why you would remake Home Alone. Cernan Winter Fox says, Talisker is best always. It goes down pretty smooth, I'll say that. Frankie Salamander says, cheers from Canada. Love the channel and humor. Thanks so much for the video on Arcane. I love that show and watched it all in a day. Nice one, man. Excellent. Georgi Georgiev says, hello, man. Greetings from Bulgaria. Did you ever watch some of the classic anime movies such as Akira, Grave of the Fireflies, and series such as NGE? If so, do you have any favorites? No, it's like I was saying to people, I've just started getting into that stuff, so I've been watching Cowboy Bebop. Really enjoying that. I think it's good fun. Haven't seen Akira yet or Grave of the Fireflies, so those are things I need to see. But yeah, I want to do more of that stuff because it's just a whole genre of things I've just never experienced. James Hunter says, have one of me, son. Love the channel. Cheers, matey. Jar of Mayo said, hey, Drinker, have you seen any of Sonny Chiba's movies? Check out Street Fighter. It's the first movie to get an X rating based solely on violence. Nice. I haven't seen that one. Look. Right. The Street Fighter. Yeah, I need to look. I'll need to do some more looking on that one. Because when you look up Street Fighter, there's like a million different things that are there. Right. Bear with me on that one. Princess Mononoke, yeah, that is a good one. I've seen most of quite a few of the Studio Ghibli films, so I've at least seen that. Yeah, I liked Howl's Moving Castle as well. Castle in the Sky was probably my favorite, but Princess Mononoke was really good too. Yeah, Sonny Chiba played, Hattori Hanzo in Kill Bill. Right, good actor in that case. Then I did fucking like him. Yeah. I kind of know the story of Grave of the Fireflies. It's apparently a tough watch. Mitch E said, yep, I 100% back Dark. You'll love it. Cool, man. Zen RPG said, we'd like to see you make a bid about Akira and Ghost Dog Way of the Samurai. Yeah, we kind of talked about that just there. Exotic Player said, hail Drinker, I know everyone is pushing Henry Cavill as Bond, but what are your thoughts on Michael Fassbender as Bond? He looks to be the right age. Fassbender's a great actor. I really like him. I think he's probably a bit too old at this point. He's got to be about 50 now, easily. Let me see. He is... Oh, no, he's only 44. Fuck. Damn, maybe he looks a bit old for his actual age. But, yeah, he's a good actor. I think he's maybe just a bit too tall and thin to play Bond for me. So, yeah, I might not cast him. Tanaru said, hail Drinker, have you ever considered having Mr. Sunday Movies or the guys from Red Letter Media on the channel for a discussion? Both have great YouTube channels. Keep up the good work. I think with Red Letter Media, they really don't interact with other YouTubers, as far as I know. So I don't think they would come on. They very much just do their own thing. So fair enough. What's the next one? Come on. I totally zoned out for a second there. Striker24 said, can you review Shoot 'em Up, please? It's underrated. Yeah, I mean, I've got a hell of a backlog of things to review, but yeah, people were asking me about that there. I remember it being pretty good fun. Like I say, pretty light on story as far as I recall, but it's all right movie. Ab the Man says, oh no, you asked me about Outer Wilds already. Yeah, I remember that one. Armpit Farter says, review The Omen, the original, please. Ah, yes. That was a pretty freaky movie. I remember watching that as a kid. I was probably way too young to be watching shit like that. But again, not like a gory film or anything, just a really unsettling atmosphere. But yeah, that was a pretty fucking good movie. Max Bowie said, I wish Kurt Russell and Gene Hackman had done a film together before Hackman retired. Hackman is in his prime, was an absolute powerhouse, and I adore Kurt. Yeah, both great actors. Hackman's 93. Apparently, it's his birthday today, I think. Yeah, just an awesome dude all around. And yeah, always going to have a soft spot for Kurt Russell. He's just a man. Giles Lloyd said, hey, Drinker, recent subscriber, but first-time super chat. Thank you very much. Fantastic content. I know you hear about Banshee a lot, but one of the all-time best for me. Yeah, it's definitely one that I've got to see. Loads of people have recommended it, and yeah, it's got Anthony Starr in it, so what's not to like? Frankie Salamander said, ever saw Pandorum with Ben Foster and Ant J. Charles, I can't say that name. Phenomenal sci-fi horror flick. Thanks for the arcane recommendation. Love it and watched it on a day. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Pandorum, but it's a film I've heard a lot about. See, when I get done with this stream, I'm going to go watch a movie, and it might just end up being something like that. Got to get my next thing to review. Yeah, Gregory Peck in The Omen. Yeah, it's not the kind of film I'd normally expect to see him in. That's probably what made it even more unsettling. He always seemed like one of those just like solid, heroic actors from back in the day. So to see him in this really disturbing horror movie was like, fucking hell, man. This is uncharted territory. Hunch the Dirty Roofer said, possible guest for a movie breakdown, fellow author Jack Carr. Yeah, I mean... Sometimes it's difficult to get people like that on, you know. Yomsi said, please watch Twisted Pair, a 2018 all-time classic. Nice. Cool. LJ said, what are your favorite video games and what's your opinion on the Bioshock series? I love them. Thought they're fantastic. I've argued with Mahler a little bit on this because he hates Bioshock 2, but I really like it. Sorry, Bioshock Infinite, should I say. Favorite video games are probably the Resident Evil series. Just love playing them. There's just something great about the sort of melding of horror with like goofy acting and stuff. Yeah, love the original PlayStation trilogy of them, and yeah, like the series kind of went through a lot of changes over the years, but like they're all fun to play in their own way. So yeah, great games. What's the next one? Viroshana Asura said, have you seen Neil Connery, Sean's brother, in the 007 spoof Operation Kid Brother from 1967? No, I haven't actually. Nah, hold on, I'm going to have a wee look at this. It's funny, like I've seen his son in a few movies, and he's, you know, he really used to look like his dad back in the day. So it was kind of uncanny seeing like a young version of Sean Connery again. Yeah, it's not got a very good rating. Like, see if he actually looks like him. He's got a dodgy beard in that, so it's kind of hard to tell. There's definitely a resemblance between him and Sean. Yeah, I think Sean probably inherited the bulk of the looks, though. Matthew Sturgis said, Drinker, my favourite female hero is Mrs. Brisby from Secret of Neem. She is forced to deal with monsters that could easily devour her to save her son. Classic animation that has fantastic personality. Also, Carnival is great. Nice one, man. Don Graham said, hi, how about a piece on the art of the jump scare? That'd be quite cool, actually, because I've got a soft spot for jump scares. I know people look on them as being really cheap, but if they're properly employed, I think they're a great little part of a movie. It's just like something to get the blood pumping a little bit. And there's definitely right and wrong ways to do them. So, yeah. Yeah. Clint's son looks exactly like him. Yeah, Scott Eastwood. It's weird, like. What's the next one? Yeah, Max Bowie said, Drinker, regarding Connery, have you seen Outland? Yeah, I have actually, which is High Noon in Space, or The Offense, where he's a cop. He's superb in both. So I haven't seen The Offense, but I have seen Outland. Yeah, it was a good little sci-fi movie. I thought it was, yeah, it was pretty cool. And Connery just, yeah, he's always awesome. I really had to do a review on Zardos sometime. That movie was fucking legendary. Rob H said, fingers crossed for Horizon 2. I really hope it doesn't get The Last of Us treatment and they make Aloy a tangerine. This is the thing. They've already got their strong female characters, so there's no way they're going to like destroy her like they did with Joel. Poor Joel. MSD Gaming said, thoughts on the Police Academy films? Yeah, they were great fun. Leslie Nielsen just hamming it up. Yeah. There's some great scenes in them, and yeah, like I'll always love the first one for having Ricardo Montalban in it. That was just brilliant. Sorry, no, wait, fuck, I was thinking of Naked Gun. What am I doing? Yeah, Police Academy is like the big ensemble casting. Yeah, I thought the Police Academy films were good too. Again, like, you know, they're so much a product of their time, but you know, I love the guy who like he talks with this like really insane voice. And he's like a bit of a mentalist, but somehow he becomes a cop. Like I love Hightower and Tackleberry, like the guy who's just fucking like absolutely obsessed with his guns. Yeah, they were good fun. Yeah. Jontis 1979 said, spent £100 asking you if you watched The Wheel of Time and your opinion. All right, because like there was nothing on your like your super chat. It was just blank. But yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, people have been asking me about The Wheel of Time. It's just like everything I hear about it just makes it seem like garbage. And it's just really put me off watching it. You know, I don't mind putting a couple hours into a shit film, but if you're talking like 10, 15 hours for a whole series for something that's going to be garbage, like, man, it's tough to contemplate doing something like that. Yeah, I know that people who've read the books are up in arms about it, and they think it's been a total, you know, they've done it a dirty, and it's a shame. I got the feeling they're going to do the same to Lord of the Rings, so I'm braced for disappointment. What's the next one? LJ said, who are your all-time favorite movie villains? Christ, there's so many. There's ones that I've just got a real fondness for. Like, I fucking love Bennett from Commando, just because he's so batshit crazy. I love how he fights Arnold Schwarzenegger, despite looking like a podgy middle-aged man. I love the fact that electricity somehow, like, rejuvenates him and makes him a more powerful fighter when he gets electrocuted. Yeah, I loved Alan Rickman in Die Hard. I think he almost, like, restarted that trend of just you know, really not physically imposing villains, but just like very intellectual, cultured, like well-dressed, like British type villains. Like, I know, you know, Hans Gruber is German meant to be, but really Alan Rickman is he's a British actor, and he pretty much just had a British accent throughout the whole movie. So yeah, someone like him was excellent. Who else? I always love Biff from Back to the Future, how he's just a total asshole to everyone that he deals with. Yeah, just people like that. There's a lot of them that I've just got a real fondness for. There's plenty that are like you know, properly evil or properly sinister, but like the ones that like I've got a real affection for are just kind of likable at the same time. It's a weird one. Lion Hunter said, after seeing your vid recommending Event Horizon, curious what you thought of the highly underrated British sci-fi horror Sunshine by Danny Boyle. I didn't really see Sunshine as a horror movie. It was more just like a straight up sci-fi flick. Yeah, there wasn't too much horror elements to it. It was a very bleak sort of film. Yeah, like they've got to fly a nuclear bomb into the sun to like restart it because it's like running out of fuel and the world is freezing to death. Yeah, it portrays space flight as just really like bleak and terrifying. Yeah, I suppose the one horror aspect of it is when they find like another ship that had been sent to do the same mission and kind of disappeared, and I think the captain of it had just gone nuts. But yeah, it was a decent enough movie. Adam Mead says, with 2 decades of recycled and rebooted films, has the subjective bar of a good film been intentionally set so low that it may never recover? That the destruction of IPs is on purpose. I mean, it could be that you can just, you know, are we prepping the world for just like a tidal wave of shite movies? And, you know, we'll eventually just forget what good ones looked like. You know, we do our best on channels like this to, you know, just remind people that there used to be good films and that you shouldn't settle for shite. Night King 01 said, just saw Casino Royale for like the 150th time. Read the book. Don't worry. Or read the book, sorry. Don't worry, it won't ruin the movie's version of Bond like some say. Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't had too much of exposure to the book version of Bond. OMG Puppies said, it's a pity Hollywood does these woke remakes. There's some great sci-fi content by black authors such as Octavia Butler, Wild Seed, and Samuel Delaney, Dahlgren. Those could be amazing movies. Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Why keep remaking stuff? I guess I always advocate for just trying new things and telling original stories. So I guess that's the way to do it. Yomsi said, the Animatrix is such a nice blue pill to forget resurrections exist. It's an anthology series that's based and expands on the Matrix verse. Trust me. Yeah, I have heard good things about the Animatrix. Yeah, lots of kind of individual stories that just flesh out the backstory for how the war against the machines happened. Chad Summer says, watch the Finnish war movie The Unknown Soldier 2017. I'm sure we talked about that before, actually. It rings a bell. Let me just check it. 2017. Yeah, this is ringing a bell. Yeah, it's presented from the point of view of a machine gun company in the Finnish army during the continuation war between Finland and the Soviet Union. Okay, sounds all right. What is the next one? Armpit Farter says, Edge of Darkness TV series, 1985, Bob Peck, 6 episodes. If you get yourself an Amazon wish list, I'll get it for you. Cool, man. Thank you. Adrian FR says, Dune is overrated. I mean, I can't speak for everyone. I think I gave it a fairly like middling review that I quite liked it. It was a little bit long and a little bit slow, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent adaptation of the book and pretty good movie. But it's up to you, man. Zen RPG said, have you ever read the manga Berserk? If you haven't, I recommend it to you when you have time. Yeah, so is there a TV show version of Berserk as well? I'm pretty sure there is because people have recommended that, and that is on my list of things to watch for sure. Jose Alfonso says, hey, Drinker, I'm a huge fan from Brazil, I think that is. When did Hollywood go to shit? For me, it started with Alice in Wonderland and the live-action Disney remakes. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it started around the mid-2010s. That's when I noticed that real dip in quality and that real tendency to just deconstructing past films, and it started to really piss me off. So that was it for me, I think. Stuart Easton said, and here's an idea for you. On Prime is the first 3 episodes of Legend of Vox Machina. It's an animated show made by the cast of Critical Role. Great adult fantasy adventure, violence, drinking, and tits 5 minutes in. I mean, I'm sold already. Sounds all right to me. Craig Lee Talks says, like Eric D. July started his Rippaverse comic Would you have a dream to make a change in the film industry, whether it be through writing, directing, or even acting? I definitely wouldn't be an actor. I'd be interested in writing, or at least doing, script work. Maybe I could contribute something to that. But yeah, that's something I think I could at least have some input in. Daniel Mabbott said, give Invincible a watch on Prime, I'd say. J.K. Simmons is great in it. Yeah, I've seen it, all of it, and reviewed it. I thought it was great. So yeah, can't say enough. I think I gave it a drinker recommends, actually. Arkwinder said, funny that anime has done female representation properly for years and no one really cared about it. Yeah, it is funny that. It's almost like people like good and fun characters. Yep, that's pretty much why manga is destroying the American comic book industry, because they still just tell good stories. Jontis 1979 said, I love your show. I'm Welsh and drunk, lol. That was for £100. Like, cheers, man. Yeah, well, it's good to be drunk and it's good to be Welsh. Just ask Mauler. Jar of Mayo said, Beyond the Darkness has a great jump scare that always gets me. It's great but weird Italian horror movie from the early 80s. Like I say, I love a good jump scare. Anna Marie Evans said, hi, Drinker. Loved your recent episode on Cobra Kai. I love the show, and as a fan of the original films, it's nostalgia done right. Absolutely. Hash brown legend. Cheers. Ginger Rhino said, sorry I missed the Thursday stream. Gunsmithing school ran late. I'd rather be playing with guns, so you're fine there, mate. If you're looking for a good show, check out Banshee on HBO Max. Easy Drinker recommends. Yeah, like I say, Banshee has definitely been recommended to me, and it's one I'm interested in watching. Benjamin Stecker said, what are your thoughts on Afterlife on Netflix? Loved it. I spoke about that on Twitter the other day, actually. Yeah, fantastic show. Season 1 was the strongest, I think. Season 2, still really good, and I think it wrapped it up well. Didn't necessarily need a season 3, and there was definitely a few weak points to it where it kind of felt like it was pushing it too far. But I think it wrapped it up nicely. And yeah, overall, it just seems like probably the most personal one that Ricky Gervais has ever done. It's able to switch from comedy to really poignant drama just in the blink of an eye. It's an incredible bit of writing. Adrian FR says, favorite Danny Boyle movie? I love 28 Days Later. I want to see his filmography, actually. Just so I can see. Yeah. So he's done Shallow Grave, Trainspotting, A Life Less Ordinary, The Beach, 28 Days Later, Millions, Sunshine. Slumdog Millionaire I quite liked. 127 Hours, that was fucking disturbing. I really like Steve Jobs, actually. That was a great movie. I gave that a recommends, I think. Yeah, I think it'd be a toss-up between 28 Days Later and Steve Jobs. Both brilliant movies, really well written. So yeah, those would be my two. Give me 1 second just while I refresh the list. Mark Sabo said, I love and appreciate your reviews. You say the things that I cannot put into words after I've seen a movie. Thank you very much, mate. Looking forward to your official review of Boba Fett. Yeah, it's coming. Like a giant turd, it's on its way. Black Sun said, do you own a Super Nintendo or an SNES emulator? I've got that Super Nintendo mini thing where you get like 25 games on it, which is really cool, actually. It was a decent little buy. I used to have a Super Nintendo back in the day, and then my mum gave it to like one of my cousins, and then they fucking sold it immediately. So that I've never forgiven her for that. But yeah, I used to like my Super Nintendo. DM said, hey, Drinker, I love Bly Manor. Why do you not like it? It was a tough one to actually pin down because I spent ages talking with Mauler about it. I just felt like I didn't really connect with the characters in the same way I did with something like Midnight Mass. Made by the same guy and everything. But yeah, I didn't like the lead. I found her kind of annoying. I think I went into it expecting the same level of like horror and scares that I got from The Haunting of Hill House, and obviously it wasn't that. It was a very different kind of show. I didn't particularly like how it really feels the need to explain all the mechanics of how the ghosts work and like how everything's arranged. And yeah, some of it just kind of relied on a lot of conveniences to make the plot happen. Like the villain of the story just happens to get killed by this evil ghost that wanders the halls at night that no one ever sees. And it was literally because he happened to be stood in the wrong place for a few seconds, and that was it, which seemed like awfully convenient. Black Sun said, like movies, play old games and give it a recommends. Fair dues, yeah. Mr. Pinkman gave me $5 US, so thanks, mate. Let's see. I was just trying to bring up the super chats there. Bootbot Beep said, hey, Drinker, have you checked out the Peacemaker show on HBO Max yet? I'd be interested to hear your opinion on it. Love the way you formulate your arguments on what makes shows good or bad. Yeah, I haven't got around to watching that yet. I've heard mixed things about it, but like I'm definitely going to watch it because I did like Peacemaker in Suicide Squad. And the trailer looked all right. So, yeah. Annie Wilkes, yeah, from... what the fuck is it called again? The one where the writer gets kidnapped by a crazy lady. Fuck, it's totally gone out of my head. Misery, that was it. Misery. Yeah, she was really fucking sinister. Yeah, Kathy Bates just plays her amazing. Next one. Yeah, sorry, I'll have to refresh the list here because they're piling up. These super chats. Oh yeah, Benjamin Stecker said, agreed, Afterlife is some of the best writing in recent memory. Yeah, very much. Black Sun says, favorite mythology. What, like just general like human beliefs? Norse mythology, because they were batshit crazy, man. I really like that. Richard Rogers says, is it time for a reboot with a new origin story for one of the greatest unsung superheroes ever? Supergran. Yeah, I remember Supergran. It was a TV show from when I was a kid. Fucking great. Patty Milkman said, long-time fan, first super chat at the Critical Drinker. You should give a silent voice a look for a story about forgiveness and letting others in. Wow, cool. Thanks. Thanks for the first super chat, man. And yeah, thanks for the recommendation. Claudio Rogajan says, what is next in the happy hour schedule? I've got no idea. I fucking wing it week to week. Yeah, I'm terrible at this. At planning things out. Most of the time, I'll choose my guest, approach them, see if they want to do it, and then they kind of get to choose the movie that we talk about. So I don't know yet. This week, it'll be like an open bar, so just sorting out guests for that, and we'll talk about the news of the week. Robot Doos said, people did care about strong female characters in anime because they also have fan service and big old boobs. Who says you can't have both? Exactly. You can have both and totally make it work. Cringe itself said, how do you get motivated to write books and make videos? Because it's fun. You know, less so books because it's kind of a grind at times and it takes a lot longer. But yeah, making videos is good fun. And, you know, being able to just like actually unravel what you think about a movie. It's like a little puzzle that you have to solve each time. And yeah, it's fun and satisfying to do it. And then to see the reaction that they get and, you know, that people are getting a kick out of it. It's great. That's all the motivation I need. Mr. Pinkman said, have you played any Bond games and what's your favorite? I mean, I played GoldenEye back in the mid-90s. That was about it. It's yeah, it's been a while since I've played any Bond games, I'm afraid, but I did really like that. Yeah, what are my thoughts on Queen's Gambit? I thought it was really good. I liked Anya Taylor-Joy in it. I like the character that she was playing. I think it could have easily gone down the woke route of just making it anti-male, but it doesn't really do that. It feels like it's quite fair and balanced. And yeah, you've got a real fucking challenge trying to make chess dramatic and interesting and immediate without even having to explain the rules to your audience. And so they somehow managed to make that work as well. So yeah, it's a good show overall. Adrian FR said, Drinker, best country, UK or America? I mean, your fast food restaurants are better, but we've got whiskey over here. Proper whiskey. Not stuff you guys drink, so yeah, I'm going to go for UK. Convexed, give me $1. Thanks, man. Thoughts on Boba Fett shite show and the direction of Star Wars? Star Wars just seems like kind of a dead brand at the moment. Boba Fett is boring as fuck. It's just filler. All it is, just filler, just content. Get more stuff out there. And there's about 10 other shows that are on the way, and it's just all going to be low effort garbage like that, I think. So yeah, not loving it. Everyone played GoldenEye. Yeah, that friend of mine who had an N64, he was a fucking legend. That was like the one time where his console was amazing. LJ said, what are your favorite character traits that you love to see in a main protagonist, and what's better, having a character be relatable or someone to admire? Why can't you have both? In terms of like, you can relate to someone and look up to them as well. Traits that I like to see in a protagonist. I like to see a bit of light and dark in them. So like a kind of darker side to their personality. Maybe they've got dark secrets, or they're kind of ruthless at times. That's what I kind of like to see in a protagonist, a balance between the two. And not have them always make the perfect decisions, and not always make the morally perfect decisions as well. Just sometimes have them be a little bit conflicted. And yeah, it helps if they're kind of witty and they have a sense of humor at the same time. So I guess that's what I kind of look for. Claudio Rogajan, have you read the Tommyknockers? What the actual fuck, Stephen King? I've seen the movie, but I've never read the book, because some of his books are fucking labyrinthine, man. I mean, I read it like a year or two ago. That was like 1,300 pages or something. I was like, holy shit, this is like 3 books in one. But yeah, the Tommyknockers was kind of a bonkers movie now that I think about it. Black Sun says, favorite kneecaps? The ones that bend, I guess. Luke says, have you checked out Succession yet? Some of the best writing and acting I've seen in a TV show. I'm afraid I haven't seen Succession yet, so I do not know. What did I think of the 13th Warrior? I thought it was great. Gave it an excellent review. Yeah, totally underrated movie. It absolutely bombed at the cinema for some reason, but yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Yeah, there we go. Any plans to have more Warzone with Az? Always great fun. Yeah, I'd definitely do that again. We talked about doing it a while back. We just haven't got around to it. Yeah, that's the mentality with Star Wars now. Consume, consume, consume. I like this one. Just bacon. Yes. Okay. There we go. Your inspiration for the voice and character in your reviews, and that laugh. How did you get started doing this? I don't even know where it came from, the inspiration, but I just decided to do a video like that one time. And funnily enough, it really took off. And I thought, yes, this is the way to do it. Yeah, I honestly don't know where it originally came from. It was just like, yeah, why don't I just get drunk and do a video like that? And it grew from there. And the laugh, yeah, I just like tried to think of like the most hearty, like belly laugh that I could come up with. And that's what we ended up with. Have you seen The Americans? If so, thoughts? Yeah, I've seen like the first 2 or 3 seasons of it, because it just kept going forever. I did like it initially. I like this sort of Cold War setting. I like the concept that you're seeing it from a Soviet point of view, and how one of them kind of wants to just jack it all in and just actually be American. The other one's a bit more hardcore about what they're doing. Yeah, I like the concept behind it. It just kind of went on a bit long for me. Hope for Indiana Jones 5? Nope, don't want to see it. I don't know why they're making another one. Pierce Brosnan, #1 best Bond ever. I mean, I'd argue with you on that one, but I do really like Brosnan. What will it take for movies to stop going woke? For all of the studios to go bankrupt, I would say that's the best way to do it. Have you seen the Outlander TV series? Yeah, like I watched season 1, and I mean, for what it's worth, it's pretty faithful to the books. But the same reasons, the same things that turn me off those books turn me off the show. It's just so fucking slow and plodding and self-indulgent. I burned out with it, and I couldn't watch it anymore. And I think, to be fair, the actress who plays Claire, she's a lot less abrasive than the character is in the books. Like, she comes across as a bit nicer and more likable. The book character's a pain in the fucking arse. But yeah, even she has her moments. Favorite? Don't know, what the fuck? We're just going through body parts now. Drinker, you ever played the Telltale games? Yeah, I've played the Walking Dead ones and the Game of Thrones ones. The first Walking Dead one was great. Some of the moral choices you have to make in that are brilliant. So yeah. Yeah, how did they get a lazy boy recliner? That couch does recline, and it's really fucking comfy. Yeah. How do you get it? You just have to steal it. It's the best way. Wait till someone's gone out, get it into the back of your car, and off you go. Mark Arsenault says, what are some movies that you like that are generally hated? What can I think of here? Yeah, like I've always held up something like Armageddon as being just a really fun movie that's dumb as fuck and it absolutely doesn't care. It's just enjoyable. Got ridiculous shit like people having guns in outer space and yeah, it's got Steve Buscemi riding a nuclear bomb with space dementia. Yeah, what's not to like? People seem to hate it though for some reason. I don't know why. Eric Martin said, greetings from Canada. Love your videos. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Adita Sharma gave me 20 units of currency. I'm not sure what they are. Claudia Rogerjan, did you like the It book? The part about in the sewer with the kids was weird. That's all I'll say about that. The scene, you can tell King was high. I know the scene you're talking about. Yeah, these fairly young kids who basically have a bit of a weird orgy down there. I sort of get what he was going for there, but yeah, I'm glad they never tried to put anything like that in the movie. Yeah, he may well have been high there. Yeah, like I say, it ties in with the theme of the book about how they're leaving behind their childhood, and it's about like giving up their sort of fears and childish innocence and stuff to do this thing. But yeah, it's a tough sell. Like, Unhinged said, Hot Rod Happy Hour with Az, make it so. Yes, fucking love Hot Rod. That's a great movie. Unidentified Guy says, hey, Drinker, did you ever play the Telltale games? Oh, yeah, you asked me that already. So, yeah, I have. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But yeah. Okay. It looks like we made it. We made it to the end. Yeah, so we got through all the super chats and everything. Yeah, thanks to all you guys for tuning in for this. I know it's just a catch-up stream, but yeah, it's always nice when a lot of people join me to do this stuff. Yeah, it was great to have Baggage Claim on the other night. I obviously never got to say bye or anything or sign off properly, but yeah, it was good to have her on. Hopefully we'll do something like that again in the future. And I just want to say thanks as well to all the mods who helped out then, and there's a couple of them that are on tonight. Just with moderating the chat. You guys are very much appreciated. I'm going to start like a Twitter sort of group for you guys just so we can coordinate a little bit when these are on. So, you know, I'm not just taking you by surprise with this, but I appreciate everything you do. And I appreciate all you guys for tuning in tonight and all your generous super chats. Thank you for all of it. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you on Thursday when we're going to be doing the open bar stream. But until then, yeah, that's all I've got for today. And I get to say it tonight. Go away now.